Hello there, friends! It is a very pretty day here in Georgia today, so I thought that I would film this video outside. It has been highly requested for me to do DCP Q&A videos, and I have never done them. I have had questions to answer for a year now. I did a live stream last April while I was still at Disney, and I asked you guys to give me some questions to answer in a Q&A, and I literally never filmed that. So I saved them all in my computer, and I'm gonna answer some questions. And I'm not gonna answer every question. I only picked out a few to answer. What I want to start doing is in the comments, I want you to ask me more questions. If you have any really good questions that you've never heard the answer to on any other channel, ask me here and I will answer them for you. So the first question is actually a really good question. It comes from Sierra Bird. She said, could you talk a little more in depth about discounts in cast member only stores? As a future CP, this would be really helpful. As a cast member, you get a 20% discount on merchandise and some full service restaurants, not all of them, and some quick service, but not a lot, just only a couple quick service restaurants. Somewhere around Christmas, you start getting a 40% discount, and that lasts all the way up until like January, I want to say. Let me tell you, if you're gonna be there for that holiday discount, don't buy anything until you get 40%, because 40% is incredible. I've saved hundreds of dollars with the 40% discount. And then there is a store called Cast Connections. If you don't know anything about Cast Connections, I think it's really close by to Coronado Springs. If you type in Cast Connections on a GPS or Google Maps, it's not going to take you to the right place because they relocated. If you want to know how to get to Cast Connections, you can always go to the CP page and just search Cast Connections address, and it's probably on there somewhere. Cast Connections basically is merchandise that they are not really selling as much anymore in the parks and in the resorts, so it's super discounted and you need your Blue ID to get in, so it's like exclusive, and you can get some really good deals there. They have like mugs, t-shirts, like any kind of merch you can think of. They also have some furniture, I think, and they also sell groceries. Not a lot, but they do have some groceries. I never bought groceries from there, but I know that you can do it, and they're super cheap. In the back of Cast Connections, there is a section where everything is like 75% off, and that is merchandise that is not sellable anymore. Maybe something broke off, maybe something's missing, maybe there's like a stain on the t-shirt, and you literally can get stuff for like 75% off. It's incredible, it's amazing. I have so much merchandise from Cast Connections because it's so cheap. It's the nicest thing ever. The next question comes from Emma Scott, and she asked, did you get an annual pass to Universal? Yes, I did. I went in knowing that I wanted a Universal pass. You can get the Florida resident discount. When I bought mine, it was $2.99, and I paid for parking also. There's different price ranges for the passes, but that's the one I got, and it paid off in like 2 or 3 visits. If you have never been to Universal but you really like theme parks, you really like roller coasters, if you really like Harry Potter, I recommend getting a Universal annual pass because it is 100% worth it. So the next question, I unfortunately don't know who asked me, but I thought it was a really good question that I should answer. So it says, I know you worked attractions, but what do you think made you qualified for the role? Attractions is my top role, but I can't think of an answer that'll show them that I'm qualified for it or how it'll benefit my career in the future, other than being around families, children, parents, etc. When I did my application to the Disney College program, attractions was my #1 role that I wanted. In my interview, they actually did ask me why I wanted attractions. So basically, I told them that I was really comfortable talking in front of large groups, which is really important if you want to do attractions. And I have a background in theater, which I use to talk about how I would be really comfortable with a spiel ride, aka Great Movie Ride, or the Jungle Cruise. And in my interview, funny enough, I requested Jungle Cruise. I said that I have wanted to do it forever, and somehow I got it in my extension, but that's a whole nother story. Also talk about how you're comfortable with working outdoors and you're comfortable working really late hours. And I'm talking like 1 to 3 a.m. maybe later. But if you're okay with that, tell them that's what they want to hear. The next question kind of goes with that, and I don't have who asked me this, but I think it's really funny. It says, why is your voice always gone? For some reason, in attractions, you will lose your voice so badly. I think I was there for like a couple weeks after training and my voice was shot and it was gone my whole entire program. And if you watch my vlogs, you can see the progression of my voice. In the middle and towards the end, it's like beyond raspy and awful, and now that I'm back home it has gotten a lot better, but that just came from, you know, saying the same lines over and over again, like, please watch your head, watch your step, 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 lift up on your lap bar, lift up on your lap bar, lift up on your lap bar, lift up on your lap bar. For some reason, I just think that attractions is really, really heavy on your voice, so be prepared. It could happen to you. It happened to me, it happened to a lot of my friends, and there's really no way to cure that. You just kind of work with a raspy, lost voice. My next question comes from Carmen, and she said, are inspections really that bad? So if you don't know, in the Disney College program apartments, you get monthly inspected, or so they say. Let me just tell you, I did not get inspected every single month. It's really hard because you never know when they're gonna come. If your apartment is a little bit messed up when they decide to come, you're screwed. Their standards are insane. They want perfection. They want an apartment that's not lived in at all. And honestly, I wouldn't worry about it. I never failed an inspection. Keep your apartment decent, but live in your apartment. Throw stuff in the garbage can. Have a dish in your sink. Another thing is they will literally come in whenever they want. I have had a whole entire inspection where I was laying in my bed the whole time. They came into my bedroom, I pretended like I was asleep, they inspected our room and they left. They literally don't care about anything, just so you know. I love the Disney College program. Live in apartments, they're great. Hashtag Vista Slay. Next question comes from Jess Ruby, and she says, what are your work hours like? That completely depends on where you're working. When I was at Storybook Circus in Fantasyland, I ended up working 40 to 50 hours a week, and that was in the spring program, so it wasn't even during the holidays. It was really intense. A lot of that program I spent working, but when I switched over to Jungle Cruise and Adventureland, I worked like 20 to 30 hours a week. Like I said, it just depends on what your role is and where you're working and when. Okay, I have my last question for this Q&A session. It comes from Abby K, and it says, could you recommend any makeup slash hair stuff that holds up in the humidity? Let me tell you, it is incredibly humid. You kinda just can't worry about your makeup or your hair. You just have to know that it's gonna be a hot mess at the end of the day, no matter what. What I ended up doing every day at work was this exact hairstyle. This is where I picked up on this hairstyle, and I wear it every day now because it's easy. I just put half of my hair up in a little ponytail, and I don't touch this because it's gonna be super frizzy and super crazy by the end of the day, so I don't even worry. As for makeup, I just suggest getting a lot of setting powder and setting spray and go from there. That's all I can suggest. There's a really good setting powder by e.l.f. and it's in a little compact, and I would just carry that with me, and every time I went on break I would just like get the little compact and put it all over my face, and that seemed to work. Okay, those are all the questions I'm gonna answer for today. Like I said, guys, please ask me more questions in the comments. I will be sure to answer them. Ask me questions that you have never heard. I want to answer the most crazy questions out there about the Disney College program, about Disney, anything that I can help you out with, I would love to answer. Hope this video helped someone out there out. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a magical day, and I will see you real soon. Bye!
A Dylan Rhodes film.